I don't know whether you can see these boats behind me, but I'm going to tell you what, we're in for some hot fishing today. St. John's Lodge, Milbanke Sound, northern British Columbia. We're catching a lot of coho, but we're also catching spring salmon too. Stick with us.
I'm going fishing all the time, and my baby's going fishing too. Bet your life that your sweet wife can catch more fish than you. Any fish will bite if you got the right bait. Now here's a little something that I'd like to relate. With my pole and my line, I'm going fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing. My baby's going fishing too.
Going Fishing with Darryl Cronzy is brought to you in part by Yamaha, reliability with every turn of the key. Abu Garcia, for life. Berkeley, catch more fish. G3 Boats, a Yamaha boat company. And by Darryl Cronzy's Canadian Fisherman's Breading and Batter Mix. Closed captioning for Going Fishing is brought to you by Rapala, the makers of Canada's favorite fillet knives. When it comes to trolling for big Chinook salmon, it's no secret that Cronzy makes tracks immediately for British Columbia's northern Pacific coast, especially the waters in and around Milbanke Sound, located approximately 450 miles north of Vancouver. It's a fish-rich feeding ground where hundreds of thousands of kings and silvers come to gorge on herring, needlefish, and anchovy before then returning to spawning rivers, not only in British Columbia, but Oregon, Washington, California, and Alaska as well. To Cronzy and his guide Jason Chard, it's a salmon fisherman's heaven. Under their boat, the fish are always there, waiting to attack their baits and carry out the exciting combat between fish and fishermen.
Jason. What did you say? I couldn't bring my Great Lakes splasher down here? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said
We're
that.
sitting amongst 50 boats, right?
That's right, yes.
And do you see anybody else's rod going off?
No, I don't.
Okay. Have they got Great Lakes splashers?
No, they don't.
No, they don't. You want to do me a favor, Jason?
Because they don't know about them.
This is a big fish, Jason.
I know.
I want you to move that one rod, too.
Yeah, I'm going to go this way with it.
Okay.
Can you go up by the bow of the boat?
You want me up there now? Okay. Now you got me, Captain. Woo.
There we go.
We got a decent fish here.
I
You
know
know
we
what?
do. I'm turning you.
I know you are. Dandy fish, Jason.
Nice fish, nice fish.
Nice fish. Ooh. Is he off?
Nope, he's trebled in.
You sure?
Yeah, he's trebled in.
Okay. Wow. You know what this reminds me of? Fishing Rivers Inlet with all these boats here.
Yeah.
What do you call this spot?
This is McGinnis Island.
McGinnis. How far are we offshore?
Not far at all.
15 miles? 10
Yeah,
miles?
about that. 13 miles offshore.
We should say we just got into Milbanke, eh? I call this Milbanke.
Yeah, I call this Milbanke.
And we got into Milbanke, and the fish are late coming.
Yes.
So you said, let's get away from the shoreline.
Yes, exactly.
Let's get out
right.
to McGinnis Island.
That's right.
I just hope Mr. Jeffries over there's got his $100. He's not saying much. I got the big shot, eh? Out here with me.
Yeah.
He beat me for 100 last year. He's not getting it this year. You know what the problem with these fish are? You may only have a 30-pounder.
That's right.
But this one hasn't even come up. Nice fish.
Nice fish.
Dandy fish. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Nice fish. Nice fish. Bring him.
Nice fish, Jason!
Got him. Yes.
25.
Yeah, about that.
Eh?
About that.
I expected
Good man.
Eh?
Good man. He fought really good,
Yeah.
eh?
You know what? I thought I had a 40 on there.
Did you?
It hit that hard. you know?
These things hit
Nice
hard.
fish. That'll go 25.
Right on.
Thanks,
Let's
buddy.
go.
Let's
Hang
go
on.
for it.
Let's get another one out. We'll get out of this traffic and
Okay.
we'll get this out of the hooks out of them, and we'll go get one.
Nice fish.
Right on.
On your cut bait, my friend.
That's right.
With my flasher up in front of it.
That's right. I like to. I'm gonna turn the boat completely around.
I know, and you want me on the other side.
Yeah.
When do you want me to do that with a fish on this side of the boat?
I'll get you. You'll behave.
Now, the reason for this is he wants to control that throttle all the time.
There.
I think we got a coho, haven't we?
I don't know, another pink.
Does it look like, you think it's a pink?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it was kind of surprising, hey?
Yeah.
You get your net.
Oh,
You get your net, I got him out of the way. Here, look at this guy.
there you go.
Okay, go
Okay,
for it.
ready? Okay. There he goes.
You know what?
What?
You did that like you've done things like this before.
Yeah, well, a few times.
Okay, so we got a fish that's only been out here a couple of years, a year and a half, maybe
Yeah.
2 years, right?
Yeah.
Do you people at the lodge tell people to release the smaller fish?
Yes, we do.
Okay, now Jason, tell me one thing. How do you know which size fish you want to release and which size fish you want to keep?
The ones that we want to release are shorter than our gaff handles.
Okay.
Anything longer than that, you can keep them.
Okay, but the fish I just had was probably that long, right?
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of people releasing 12-pound Chinook?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, they like to keep bigger ones.
You know,
right?
20 to, or 15 to say
50.
to 50?
50. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna give you 50. Now listen, I wanna tell you something.
Yeah.
You may have caught that on bait, right?
Yes.
But it was my spin doctor from the Great Lakes
That's
that brought
right.
that fish in to look at the bait.
Yeah. From Michigan.
From Michigan. You are smart from a Westerner.
Yeah.
Now, we're gonna eat in about 3 or 4 hours.
Yes.
We've only been out maybe 3.5, 4 hours, right?
Yes.
We've had, I think, 5 springs to the boat. We've
That's right.
released 2.
That's right.
I've kept a decent one, right?
That's right.
We've got a pink.
Yes.
Right?
That's right.
I still am looking for that.
Big kahuna.
The big kahuna. Did you
There
hear him
you go.
say that?
The
Kind of
big-
whispered, the big kahuna. Yeah, I want the big
kahuna.
kahuna. Let's go get him.
Okay.
And now for the Darryl Cronzy's Canadian Fisherman's Breading and Batter Mix Campfire Comment.
Dennis Bester, Mr. Hydro, right? Can I call you Mr. Hydro?
Call me whatever you want.
Okay, no, I can't do it on TV. Listen, Dennis, how many years have we known each other?
Since '87.
Okay. What do you think the biggest problem right now is with our fishery and the way our wilderness is starting to disappear?
It may have something to do with global warming, and I'm not sure if you know much about that or not, but
Okay,
if you do, I'm sure I'm going to hear it.
Oh, you're going to hear it. But let me throw this at you. A couple weeks ago, I was sitting at the office desk and the computer kicked on, and somebody sent me an email and said, Cronzy, shut your mouth about global warming. You know nothing about global warming. I don't know anything about global warming. I'm watching the Arctic disappear. I'm watching the polar bears drown. I'm watching British Columbia, where we've got problems right along the West Coast, and they're talking about dead zones because of global warming. They're talking about too much warm water. We've got mackerel running up the coast. Give it a break. Listen, we have a problem with global warming.
And we do, because you can't even trust the forecast these days now. Like, you go to a fishing trip, you know, they say it's going to be warm. 2 hours later, it's freezing cold.
Yesterday, I put on the Weather Channel, and they said it was going to be sunny today, you know, clear skies. It rained when I woke up this morning. All I'm going to tell you is yes, and I mean honest to God. Listen to Suzuki and these guys. You know, we do have a problem with global warming, and you know where it comes from?
I'm not 100% sure, but I got a feeling you're going to tell me.
We've got global warming for one reason. There's too many people on the earth. If there wasn't too many people on the earth, we wouldn't have all the global, you know, problems we got with clouds and acid rain. We're using too much fossil fuel. We're eating too many fish. We're eating too much beef. We're running out of a food supply, and nobody really wants to admit this. I don't mind the extra people. I'm not going to interrupt you for a sec. I don't mind all the new people and all the extra people coming to Canada. I really don't. But across the whole globe, we've got too many people.
The number of automobiles alone in the world is scary. Like, I have no idea what we got in the world for vehicles using up fuel and gasoline and diesel, but it's got to be horrendous.
Now, listen to me. Honestly, and just leave it at this, there are too many people on the earth. That's me saying that. What do I know? You know, I know it's a big difference in the last 55 years, but there are lots of problems, and it has a lot to do with too many people, whether it's carbon, whether it's food. Global warming, though, is not imagination. It's reality, and we better smarten up pretty quick.
And we're the only ones that can help the problem.
You said it right, buddy. I'm glad we're both old.
You're older.
Going Fishing returns with more action from British Columbia's northern Pacific coast.
Jason, we got cohos in our boat. We got cohos in the boat beside us.
That's right.
You know,
They're here.
the coho have arrived, eh?
Yes, they have.
You know what? At one time there was 8 boats with coho on.
Yep, that's right. They were. It's like a school just moved in, nice and fresh.
Well, you're gonna get moved in pretty quick because he's coming
Yeah,
up.
ooh, that's
you know
a
what?
nice-
Is that a coho?
It's a
Yes,
spring.
It is. Is it a spring?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was a coho. Everybody was getting coho around us.
No.
That guy didn't go down. You know that?
No, he didn't. He went right to the surface.
Jason?
Yes.
You thought it was a coho? I thought it was a coho. It's
yeah.
not a coho, let me tell you.
No, this is something that we want right here. He's going down.
Look at this. He
Look
is
at
going
that.
down.
He's going
eh?
down. He's a big fish.
Well, I wouldn't say big. I'm going to say 20 pounds. I saw him.
Okay. We'll just say 20.
But anyways, there were 7 or 8 boats with coho on, right?
Yep.
And this one came out of the water. We thought coho right away.
That's right. Exactly.
Nice fish.
Very nice fish.
Hey, is this a way to finish the day off, or is this a way?
This is a way to
Hey?
finish a day off. This is awesome. Nothing like having a nice big spring on the end of your rod, having a good time.
You know, I'm still saying he's 20, but he's going down like Moby Dick right now.
Yeah.
Coho my butt.
Well, that's what I thought. And then he came up.
You know, we got these rollers. Here he comes again.
Yep. There we go.
Okay,
Now
baby.
I got you where I want you.
Okay.
A little bit further up. Come up by me a little bit.
What's your best day this year?
6 springs.
6 springs. Let's watch.
Is he coming?
Watch.
Nice fish. Beautiful. Beautiful.
You got him, buddy.
Yes.
Nice fish, buddy. Put her there.
Oh, right on. Good shot.
Okay, get her out. I want to
Okay.
talk about this fish for a second.
Okay.
Oh, good fish.
I'll bring him over here.
Jason. Now that's going to go 18 pounds.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to say, eh?
Yeah, that's
Are
right.
the fish generally bigger out here?
No, yeah, they are, generally.
Like I've caught them out here to 40, 45s. They usually average
Oh,
22, 23?
yeah, 22, 23.
This fish will go what? Give me a guess.
18, 19.
20 then, okay.
Okay.
But this is a small average, okay? The fish usually average 25. How big was that one we got yesterday? Almost 30.
Almost 30.
You know? But there's a lot of fish. The one this morning was big too.
Yes, that's right.
Now, you're allowed 4 Chinook during your stay, 2 a day. You're allowed 4 coho, right?
Right.
Is it 2 coho a day?
Yes.
So you get a lot of action. You get into the pinks. No steelhead though.
No steelhead.
Put this guy on ice.
Okay.
Let me go from there.
Okay. There we go.
Looking for a different type of fishing adventure? A trip to St. John's Fishing Lodge is just that. This giant 236-foot floating lodge is a converted BC ferry. It's just amazing what a good architect and qualified craftsman can produce. The floating St. John's Fishing Lodge can adequately accommodate 48 anglers in comfortable 2-bed suites. But it's not just comfort and fishing at St. John's. How about a 9-hole putting range located up on the bow, a driving range nearby, and even skeet shooting on the upper deck? The fishing for those great big Pacific salmon is what St. John's is famed for. There's a fleet of reliable 17-foot welded aluminum boats powered by dependable 75-horsepower 4-strokes. And they quickly take you to the finest fishing grounds on the coast, which are only minutes away from where St. John's Fishing Lodge is anchored.
Jason. This guy is way back there.
Yep.
He walloped her. Dandy fish.
Okay.
Okay, I want to get that rod out of there. Yeah. Jason, this guy must have taken off 35 yards in that roll.
Did he? Holy smokes.
Oh,
Good.
what's making our rattling up there? Oh, your halibut rod's doing all that noise.
Okay. Okay.
It's okay, I got him here.
Okay.
Move that halibut rod up front, Jason, on the left-hand side up there.
Coho. Big coho.
Come on.
Oh,
Hang on. I gotta get some slack off. Picked up. Did you see him come out of the water?
yeah. I was almost going to put my
I don't-
net. If I had my net, I would have netted him.
I don't think the camera caught this, but this guy came out of the water about 6 feet. You know that? You
Yeah.
could have caught him with a net.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Boy, like I said, you don't know when you got a spring or when you got a big coho.
Yeah.
Look at this,
Where is he?
right here. He really came out of the water, eh?
Yeah.
Hang on. Now that's a good coho.
That's a nice coho.
Eh?
Yeah.
Bring him up, I want to lift him up. We'll talk about him. Now that is a nice coho, eh?
Beautiful specimen.
Andy, let me reach in here.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll just get it. There you go. If he's gonna.
I'm not picking him up till he settles down a little.
There you go.
Nice fish. Nice fish.
Beautiful.
Hey?
Beautiful.
Now that's
fish.
what you call a northern coho.
Yes. That's a northern coho, and it's beautiful. He's about 12 pounds.
Nice and bright.
Yes.
Now, again, when you come up here, you get 2 coho a day, 2 Chinook a day. You can take 4 coho home and 4 Chinook.
Yes.
Okay. Guess where he's going? Not back in the ocean, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Take him, Mr. Guide.
Okay.
And now for the Berkeley tip of the week. Don't hesitate to experiment with new baits, even if they weren't invented in your own backyard. The tackle offered by Michigan's Dreamweaver Lure Company just might surprise even the best of anglers.
Jason Chard, the man from Campbell River, the man from St. John's Lodge.
Yep.
Did I show you a couple lessons today?
A little bit.
A little bit. These guys love cut plugs, and what cut plugs are is herring, where they've sliced off the head, right? And
That's right.
You set it up, you clean it out, and you rehook it, and you let it spin real slow.
Yep.
But I like coming out here, and I like bringing some Lake Ontario methods with me, right?
Yeah.
And you should have seen his face this morning when I got off the plane, and I said, this is what we're going to use. Real quick, 10-foot, right? Canadian
Yep,
Specialist
that's
Series.
right.
And I can't get myself in trouble with this. This is a Fenwick reel. They don't make this anymore, okay? The Fenwick reel is phenomenal.
Yes.
But this is what I really want you to see. Grab hold of that. That's called a spin doctor. What it's got 2 little vents or tails on it, and it spins in the water, right? And
Yep,
it's a
that's right.
flasher. It's not a dodger, it's a flasher. And what it does is it attracts fish, right?
Right.
And it also imparts some magic into the tail.
That's
and
right.
the Mylar fly is made by Spin Doctor too.
Yes.
Right? That's a bubble gum. And all this is Mylar with 1 treble hook in it.
That's right.
And we totally demolished the
Fish.
Chinook
Yep.
and the coho, right?
That's right.
But when you come up here, right, you
Yes.
guys are almost always using cut plugs.
Yes. That's right.
I gotta say thank you.
No, I thank you.
No, I gotta say thank you.
Oh, I know. Thank you for showing me that.
Enough of the thank yous. You're taking me in for shore lunch.
Okay.
Listen, if you get the opportunity, don't pass up the fishery at St. John's Lodge, Milbanke Sound.
Going fishing returns with the Napoleon Barbecue's Shore Lunch.
You know, before I go any farther with the shore lunch today, let me just explain. This year we're going to do 3, maybe 4 planking recipes. And what planking is, you take the fish, put it on the plank, you put it in the barbecue. And honestly, it's almost as easy as that. You can use walleye, you can use salmon, you can use steelhead, you can use bass guys, pro bass guys, you can use smallmouth bass, you can use largemouth bass. Everything on planks comes out phenomenal. Now listen, very, very, very important. First off, you want to pre-soak your plank, and they'll tell you sometimes half an hour. I do it for 6 hours. What you want is the plank to smoke, not burn and burn up your fish with it. Now, when you go get a plank, you can go to Zehrs, you can go to Loblaws, and you can pay $4 for a single plank like that, or even like that, okay? That's what you're getting, pre-cut, nicely wrapped planks, again, $4 or $5. Or you can go to Home Depot or Rona or another Canadian hardware company, and you can buy a 12-foot length of plank, and you can cut it 1.5 feet or whatever length you want, and it's half the price of your pre-cut planks. Okay, what we're doing is pinwheels today, okay? Salmon pinwheels or steelhead pinwheels. Now watch this recipe, please, because every time it aired last year, I got anywhere from 15 to 40 emails saying, how do you do it? Very, very, very simple. You get your strips of steelhead or salmon, you take sour cream and cream cheese right there. Take a little spinach right there. You take some red pepper and some chives right there. You may want to put some shrimp in there. You may want to put some crab in there. And you mix it up, you layer it across the strips, and you roll the strips into pinwheels, okay? Then you carefully, and I mean very carefully, you've got your wet board. You take one pinwheel and put it there. Another pinwheel and put it there. Another pinwheel and put it there. And another pinwheel and put it there. So you've got 4 pinwheels. I've got the barbecue going about 400 degrees, and I'm gonna leave it on anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. Now it's up to you. You want to make sure that the fish is flaky, all right? So remember, real easy. Sour cream, cream cheese, chives, spinach, little red pepper. You mix it all together and you put it in those strips of salmon, and then you put it on the barbecue. Now remember, whether you're fishing the West Coast or whether you're fishing the Great Lakes, pinwheels salmon, pinwheels trout are phenomenal. Let me just try that. And I mean, it's delicious. If you get the opportunity, don't pass up to put a hook in front of a salmon or a steelhead anywhere in Canada. We'll see you next week.
For more information on today's fishing location and other going fishing destinations, visit goingfishingtv.com. Going Fishing with Darryl Cronzy has been brought to you in part by Yamaha, reliability with every turn of the key. Abu Garcia, for life. Berkeley, catch more fish. G3 Boats, a Yamaha boat company. And by Darryl Cronzy's Canadian Fisherman's Breading and Batter Mix.
Going fishing.
Going Fishing would like to thank the following fine sponsors.
Baby smiling.